Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Off Track TV Live here at the Weedsport Speedway. Along with Dan Kapuscinski, I'm Shane Andrews. And Dan, a little brisk feeling here tonight as we come to you at the Portside Pub, but that's what happens when we get into the month of September.
That's right. It's definitely getting into the fall season, a bit of a nip in the air, but that means that it's almost time for Super Dirt Week and some of the biggest races of the season coming up here in the next few weeks. We've had a lot of great racing taking place in the past couple of weeks. We're going to recap all of that for you as we move on through the show today.
The Super Dirt Car Series has been awfully busy over the last couple of weeks, and we're going to talk about that. But we want to invite everybody, while we have a moment, to get a hold of us, as we always do.
That's right. Make sure to send us a tweet. You can send one to @NewYorkVoice or to @Dan Kapuscinski. Also, info at weedsportproductions.com. That is our email address for the show today. We've already got a couple of questions coming in, so we're looking forward to more.
Challenge us. We request you. We ask you. Challenge us. Throw us a question. Let's see if we can do it. Put us on the spot.
That's right.
I mean, that's what it's all about here. We're here to have fun. So if you got a question, email us or tweet us. Either way, we'll let you give us a shot and see if you can stump either one of us.
That's right. All part of the interaction. We've been looking forward to it all day. Been having some great questions earlier this year, and looking forward to more tonight.
Well, Dan, we talked about some of the big races that have been going on and some of the big races that are coming up in 2019. One of the biggest races on the Super Dirt Car Series calendar of the year happened at the Lebanon Valley Speedway just a couple of weeks ago. The Mr. Dirt Track USA took place, and our good friend and racing correspondent Mandee Pauch was there, and she's going to tell us more about it.
Hey everyone, I'm Mandee Pauch. We're here at Lebanon Valley Speedway for the Mr. Dirt Track USA, paying a whopping $25,000 to win tonight. So what we're going to do is take a quick walk through the pits and check in with some of the Super Dirt Car Series regulars. We're down here in the pits with Larry White. Larry, you missed last year running the series full-time. You're back. How's it feel?
It feels good to be back on the series. We had a little bit of a dry spell, but we brought out another car, got back onto torsion bars, trying to get back to standard, and we seem to be all right. Missed it a little bit in the heat race. We were just too tight, and hopefully make the right changes.
I was fortunate enough to win this race a few years back. One of the biggest races there is all year long. A lot of prestige goes with winning this race. We got our work cut out for us, but I think we got a good race car.
We actually started off good, had some real good top 5 finishes, and then kind of as you got hunting for more, it seemed like we backed up a little bit, and now we're trying to find the consistency again, and really just going back to basics and trying to get back on track, and hopefully we can turn things around and get moving.
It seems like when the bigger races come in, you step it up a notch. I know I do anyway. I always get excited for Oswego, Super Dirt Week, Fulton 200. It's just a cool time of year.
Now, how has it been on the series this year?
Started off rough, starting to gather momentum now. I got to do my job driving it and get good finishes.
Now that was a great race. So, as you can see behind us, we have Kenny Tremont Jr., who took home the $25,000 payday. Ronnie Johnson got second, and Brett Hearn wrapped up the podium with a top 3.
Dan, the Lebanon Valley Speedway is probably one of the toughest places for the touring regulars of the Super Dirt Car Series to go into, especially against the Valley regulars.
Well, it's a big racetrack, and those guys have setups and engines that, perform very well at a track like that. The regulars always run well, especially Kenny Tremont. But you know what? That's that race it's the signal to fall. That's right. when the season is changing, when you're at Lebanon Valley for the Mr. Dirt Track USA, always an exciting event.
What do you say we take a look at that race that gets us into the big money races for the fall? Let's take a look back at the Mr. Dirt Track USA at the Lebanon Valley Speedway. It was a Saturday night at the Lebanon Valley Speedway, August 31st, as a matter of fact, as the big block modified Super Dirt Car Series made their way to the Capital District $25,500 on the line for the Mr. Dirt Track USA winner. This race has a rich history at the Lebanon Valley Speedway. Some of the biggest names in big block modified racing have graced victory lane at the Valley in this event. Howie Commander, Lyle DeVore, and the gang put on a great show, very hospitable every time we head on down to the Valley of Speed. You can see right here early on the Dr. Danny Johnson in the 27J and the 115 at Kenny Tremont doing battle with Matt Williamson in that number 88. They're chasing after the number 2 of Ronnie Johnson, the 20 of Brett Hearn, and the 4 of Andy Bacchetti. Now, the big thing about those 3 up front, Dan, is that they are regulars at the Lebanon Valley Speedway. However, Brett Hearn switching home tracks on Saturday night, I guess you could say he's still a regular there.
Yeah, for sure. The amount of laps and the experience that he has at Lebanon Valley, pretty much second to almost nobody on the racetrack, maybe except for Kenny Tremont. But I'll tell you, you watch this battle here with Danny Johnson, the home track experience really plays into hand. A very unique track design, long straightaways, tight bank corners, similar to almost a paperclip design that these guys are used to running on.
And high banks. They call it the Valley of Speed for a reason, because when you bring your big block modified off of that high banking off the turn, you get a head of steam down those long straightaways, as Dan referred to. And here we see Kenny Tremont in that 115 taking over the number 4 spot from the Dr. Danny Johnson. Or does he? The Doctor was awfully strong on this night.
2 veterans going at it. You know, great to watch. Really utilizing that bank for those slingshot inside-out moves. Those guys just looking very good as Matt Williamson hanging on tight back there behind.
And a shout-out to Williamson. His first time to the Lebanon Valley Speedway comes out of there with a top 5. Here's the battle for second. The 115 of Kenny Tremont to the inside of the number 20 of Brett Hearn. When Brett Hearn came up to redraw for his position, before I even had his name out, the place was booing him. Brett just looked at him and said, "It's nice to know you haven't forgotten me." Kenny Tremont in the 115 to the inside of Ronnie Johnson. Ronnie Johnson started on the pole position and led the first 91 laps. Here's Tremont in the 115 to the inside of the 3rd generation driver out of Duanesburg, New York. Tremont in that 115, the track champion for 2019, crowned that night just for showing up at the Speedway and walking in through the pit gate. Takes the number 1 spot away. Kenny Tremont out of nearby West Sand Lake, New York. He literally grew up at this Speedway. He knows this place by the back of his hand. 2 in a row, his second win in a row in the Mr. Dirt Track USA, $25,500. A happy ending with a champagne bath, and he even got the Super Dirt selfie with the voice.
So cool. You know, that race normally paying a whopping $17,500 to win, $8,000 extra being added to the purse. So Kenny definitely walk into the bank after that victory.
And you know what that victory does for any driver, gives them so much momentum and a boost of confidence going into the big races in the fall.
It sure does. Like we said, you know, those races at the end of the point season or just getting into the point season before the big fall shows, it's a great way to get your program stepped up and ready to go for the big money shows that we have coming up in the month of October and beyond.
The Super Dirt Car Series was awfully busy to end up the month of August and into the first part of September. When we return, we're going to take a look back at some of the Super Dirt Car Series races that took place on the tour. More Off Track TV when we return.
Weedsport Speedway is home of the fastest cars and biggest stars. With over $1 million in recent upgrades, our fans know this is the premier race destination in the Northeast. The fan experience is at the forefront of everything we do. LED light shows, luxury suites, premium stadium seating, and a 27-foot HD video display to engage and entertain fans. And by the way, our fans, our fans kick ass. They are committed and loyal. They bring their families to races. They consistently engage with us over social media, on our website, and tune into our incredible productions airing on national TV and streaming online. This year features an exciting season of events. It's a blast to go fast. Want to talk to a growing audience and next-generation fans? Customized sponsorship opportunities make it super easy. We have event sponsorships, product sponsorships, digital billboards, web, social, digital ads, race day displays and signage, booths and promotions. Video opportunities both in venue, on national TV, and streaming online. The drivers, the excitement, the speed. The Port Burgers are why fans show up. At Weedsport Speedway, our venue and production are the reason they keep coming back. Be a part of the best season yet.
Come celebrate Octoberfest at the Weedsport Speedway from noon to 9 p.m. on Saturday, September 28th. There's fun for the whole family with hay rides, kids' games, and more. Enjoy authentic German food and visit the Portside Pub Beer Garden for live entertainment plus craft beer and wine specials. And it's championship weekend at the Weedsport Cartway. Catch all the action Saturday and Sunday at the Short Port. Family fun for everyone. See you there September 28th.
Welcome back to Off Track TV. And Dan, we've got the Octoberfest coming up, and I've already put in my order for my Lederhosen, getting ready because I'm going to drink some beer that day, maybe do a little dancing, eat some food, and check out the races over at the Short Port.
That's right. I heard you're going to be scooting around the entire time.
I just might come with a special apparatus to
a little
help
surprise.
me around.
Well, make sure when you come, you scoot on over to the Cartway and check out the racing action we're going to have going on. 2 days of racing action as a part of Octoberfest at Weedsport Cartway.
And the production crew has already challenged me to get my head painted into a checkered flag with your number on it. So I just might take them up on that challenge.
I like it.
Dan, great races, all abundance for the Super Dirt Car Series. The Labor Day 100 didn't disappoint here at the Weedsport Speedway.
No, it certainly did not. 40 race cars in the pit area, some fantastic action from the drop of the green all the way to the checkered flag, and we've got the highlights for you coming up right now from that big 100-lap Super Dirt Car Series event right here at the Weedsport Speedway back on Labor Day, and it was definitely a mix of youth and experience up front. You had Ronnie Davis III starting on the pole, AJ Slideways, Alan Johnson on the outside of the front row, and the Dr. Danny Johnson on the inside of row number 2, and they would attack Ronnie Davis very early on in this one. In fact, the Doctor would sneak out front and take the lead, but the driver on the move early on. He started in the 5th position. That's right, the 9S of Super Matt Shepard. The last time the Super Dirt Car Series was at Weedsport Speedway back in July, Shepard dominated by over 9 seconds on his way to victory. He didn't have his easy time of it here on Labor Day. A beautiful 3-car battle right here, 3 wide for the top spot between Matt, Danny Johnson, and Larry White. Then they would go nearly 4 wide out of turn 2 and lap traffic as Lightning Larry tried to hold off Super Matt Shepard, but he was unable to do so. Shepard streaked across the line for his 7th Super Dirt Car Series win of the season, his 2nd in a row at the Weedsport Speedway. This one worth $7,500 and Shane. Matt Shepard has been on a roll.
He sure has, as Matt Shepard leading the points for the Super Dirt Car Series. Now we're going to jump ahead a week or two to the D-shaped dirt demon, the Brewerton Speedway. Last Friday night, as a matter of fact, as the 99L of Larry White, the track champion at the Brewerton Speedway, drew the number 1 position with Keith Flack in the number 43, starting right beside him. Tim Sears Jr. in that 83X, Matt Williamson in the number 88, all in tow. Behind them, Chris Heil in the number 5H, the 26 of Ryan Godown, and no surprise to see Matt Shepard lurking in the shadows as well. Flack had a good run going. He misjudged the cushion off of turn number 3. That cost him a bunch of spots. Up in front, ahead of him, Tom Sears Jr. in the 62 trying to keep the pace with this battle right here, the 5 of Chris Heil and the number 9S of Matt Shepard in the 26 of Ryan Godown. The 44 of Phil Vigneri slows on the speedway as the number 88 of Matt Williamson was able to grab the number 1 spot from Larry White. He brought the 83X of Tim Sears Jr. with him. Williamson in the Buzz Chew Cadillac, number 88, teaming up this season for an attack on the Super Dirt Car Series Tour. They have been on fire. Top 5 finishes in the last 8 races. Could he keep that streak going? He would have to contend with some heavy hitters, though, including Matt Shepard's 9S, the 99L of Larry White, and the 91 of Billy Decker. Mad Max McLaughlin making an appearance in the number 6H machine and only his 5th start of the year in a big block modified, but picking right up where he left off as he knows the D-shaped Dirt Demon very well. Shepard and White, they would duel with the number 91 of Billy Decker, but on this night, Matt Williamson out of St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, would have to hold off the number 5H of Chris Heil. Heil looking for his first ever big block modified Super Dirt Car Series victory. Was right there all over the 88 of Williamson, but it wouldn't be enough as Matt Williamson picks up his first win on the tour in 2019, coming at the D-shaped Dirt Demon at Brewerton Speedway. Matt climbing out of that Buzz Chew race car, their first victory on the Super Dirt Car Series Tour, and an excited young driver, and he should be. A fantastic run for Matt Williamson in the number 88. But the action didn't stop there, Dan.
No, it did not. The very next night, traveled north to Mohawk International Raceway. This was on September 14th, 4 wide for the fans. Fireworks in the sky. Doesn't get much better as these racers getting to go 100 laps. Second consecutive night of action. Demetrius Strelos and Eric Rudolph up there on row number 1. Ryan Arbuthnot in the 70 machine, a 358 modified. On the inside of row number 2, as they fan off of corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. Lightning Larry White, he does Larry White things, using the outside of the racetrack, trying to work it to perfection. Down the back straightaway, the drivers were moving around the racetrack as much as they could early on in this one. I think they all had the notion that eventually they were going to need to be on the bottom side of the racetrack. That's where Billy Dunn was right from the get-go in that Graham Racing number 49 machine. Here he uses the inside to take advantage of Rudolph down into corner number 1. Restart just a little bit later on. Drelos continues to hold the lead, but Dunn was the man on the move. He worked to the low side one more time. He had got the restart down pretty good there, got to the bottom side before Matt Williamson or anybody else could, as he now begins to reel in the 111 machine as Williamson tries to thread the needle through the middle part of the racetrack. Just not enough traction there here early on in this one. Now, Demetrius Strelos, the 111, he had run very well just a couple of weeks ago at Weedsport Speedway, a top 10 finish after setting quick time, but he just missed the apex here between corner number 1 and 2, gets that 111 machine up and over the berm, loses 2 spots. Billy Dunn now the leader, but lap traffic. The 17 of Marcus Dinkins riding the bottom side of the speedway holds up Dunn just a little bit. That allows Matt Williamson to go to the outside. Billy Dunn says, "Get out of my way," into corner number 3, sends the 17 machine up the racetrack. Dunn now able to get to the bottom side, brings the 9S of Matt Shepard along with them. They were 1 through 3. That was at the halfway point. They would remain that way over the course of the rest of this one. The 88 of Matt Williamson runs through the rubber out of turn number 4, gets his second consecutive Super Dirt Car Series win here in 2019 over Billy Dunn in the 49. The 9S of Matt Shepard put $10,000 in the back pocket and a guaranteed starting spot for the Billy Whitaker Cars 200 at Super Dirt Week.
And an impressive weekend for Matt Williamson. We only knew it would be a matter of time before he broke through on the tour this year. Been knocking on the door with a couple of second-place finishes. But to come out of the weekend, 2 back-to-back wins.
Well, we talked a little bit earlier. Now is the time to get into that momentum as the fall races approach. Matt Williamson, we've talked about Eric Rudolph being on fire, Matt Shepard being on fire. Matt Williamson has been right there. Once you get a win, it's easier to keep them going, and I think you're going to keep seeing that with the 88 machine.
Speaking of big action and guys that are having momentum, let's talk about the short port, the go-kart track here at the Weedsport Speedway. We've got a big weekend coming up, and when we return, Dan and I are going to tell you more about the Octoberfest races coming your way. Stick around. Don't go too far. Grab yourself a snack and come back and see us right here on Off Track TV Live.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado. It's the official truck of calloused hands and elbow grease. The official truck of getting to work and getting to work. Of late nights and date nights. It's the official truck of homecoming and coming home. The all-new Chevy Silverado. The strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. It's the official truck of real people.
This is 95X.
Alternative rock. Don't you Rock Alternative 95X.
Weedsport Productions is the live video production company that you need at your next event. Our mobile production truck is outfitted with the most advanced broadcast equipment in the industry. Weedsport Productions covers racing, live sporting events, corporate events, and concerts. We can broadcast your event live, stream it to the internet, or produce an exciting in-venue experience for your audience. Visit weedsportproductions.com now to learn more.
It's back, bigger, badder, and more spectacular than ever. Napa Super Dirt Week, October 9th through the 13th at Oswego Speedway in New York. Racing's biggest party. Music, camping, fireworks, and ground-pounding dirt track racing. Every ticket is a fan pit pass. Friday, Under the Lights. Saturday, features. And Sunday's 200-lap big block finale. The biggest racing event on dirt. October 9th through the 13th. Get your tickets now. SuperDirtWeek.com.
Welcome back to Off Track TV. As you just saw, Super Dirt Week is rapidly approaching, but Dan, we're going to kick things off right here. The party at the port on Wednesday, October 9th.
Yeah, that's right. 358 Modifieds Dirt Car Sportsman Series. That commercial's got me pretty jazzed up. I am ready for Dirt Week, and of course the action we're going to have here to get things underway. But the clay going down on the Big O, and it's looking good already.
The Steel Palace becoming the Clay Palace.
Once again.
Yes. Looking forward to getting back up there. And we've got some exciting events coming up here. We just told you about the party at the port here on the 9th, but we also have a special event coming up on Saturday, September 28th, and Sunday, September 29th. The short port, the go-kart track, is going to be busy, but we're also having our first annual, well, can't call it an annual because it hasn't happened yet, our first edition of Octoberfest right here at the Speedway.
Yeah, 2 days of action all the way across the compound here. It's all going to start on Saturday, September 28th from noon to 9 p.m. actually, right here in the Midway where we're sitting right now. We're going to have live music. We're going to have hay rides for the kids, face painting, everything you can imagine. We're going to have the Bavarian food and dancers underneath the CNY Chevy Dealers Pavilion.
Are they bringing pretzels?
I hope so. Well, they're going to have the traditional food, so we're going to have everything you can imagine, plus the craft beer. That's going to be going on from noon until 9 p.m. here on the Speedway side of things, but at the exact same time, we're going to have day one action of the big Octoberfest 2 festivities that'll close out the Weedsport Cartway just across the parking lot.
And if memory serves me correct, Dan, Oktoberfest last year was really the kickoff to the short port.
It was the inaugural event. It was supposed to be a 2-day event. Unfortunately, we lost Saturday to weather. We ended up doing 2 days of racing action on one Sunday. But yes, this is technically the second edition of Oktoberfest at Weedsport Cartway. It's going to conclude our championship season on Saturday, and then we'll have some big pro events on Sunday, including a $2,000 to win Clone Heavy Main that will round out the day's race.
And that Heavy Main is also going to be featured on Speed Sport MAV TV.
Yes, national television for the first time. We're going to have kart racing on national TV here in the central New York area, Speed Sport and MAV TV. As soon as we know the air date, we will get that to you. But Shane and I will actually be calling the action. Paul Small is going to be in the pit area doing the pit reporting for that event. So a great opportunity for the kart racers to get some national recognition and get some TV time.
And of course, it gives us an opportunity to feature our short port, the Weedsport Speedway go-kart track. It's come so far in the last year. It started out with just a pencil drawing, if you will, with you and Jimmy Phelps, and it came down to, okay, let's put this in. Because really, you look at the history of racing in central New York, there have been a lot of go-kart tracks in the area, and it has helped us get some of the best racers in dirt track racing that we have in central New York to enjoy.
It really has. Matt Shepard, Eric Rudolph. You can go from the top right to the bottom of the drivers.
Dan Kapuscinski.
that have been go-kart racers that have gone on to do tremendous things in big car racing. And what we're seeing more and more are speedways aligning with their own go-karting facilities to kind of really try and just promote the sport to younger ages and promote your track at the same time, and it's worked out very well. You've got tracks like Oswego. Ransomville does this. Can-Am. Brockville, Ontario has their own karting facility. It's taking off all over the area, and we're very excited to have that right here at Weedsport.
If folks want more information on the festivities on Saturday for the Oktoberfest here in the Midway, or for the Oktoberfest racing for the go-karts, what do they need to do?
Very simple. Weedsportspeedway.com. The headline story and the first event page is actually more related to the Oktoberfest action here at the Speedway. But if you look at the top of the page, there's a Cartway link. You can click on there. It has the full schedule for the weekend, updated point standings for the series, as well as registration info. Drivers that are coming to register for the event, you can get your information on the website, but you will register on site at the pit window when you come in. So, visit weedsportspeedway.com. You can get all the action for a big weekend coming up next weekend here at Weedsport.
The 28th and 29th of September, we're going to be buzzing right here at the port, and we hope to see you here. When we return to Off Track TV Live, Dan and I are going to face your questions. That's right. We've got some questions that we're going to take on, so don't go anyplace. We'll be right here. We hope you stay with us.
Come celebrate Octoberfest at the Weedsport Speedway from noon to 9 p.m. on Saturday, September 28th. There's fun for the whole family with hay rides, kids' games, and more. Enjoy authentic German food and visit the Portside Pub Beer Garden for live entertainment plus craft beer and wine specials. And it's championship weekend at the Weedsport Cartway. Catch all the action Saturday and Sunday at the Short Port. Family fun for everyone. See you there September 28th.
It's back, bigger, badder, and more spectacular than ever. Napa Super Dirt Week, October 9th to the 13th at Oswego Speedway in New York. Racing's biggest party. Music, camping, fireworks, and ground-pounding dirt track racing. Every ticket is a fan pit pass. Friday, under the lights. Saturday features. And Sunday's 200-lap big block finale. The biggest racing event on dirt. October 9th through the 13th. Get your tickets now. SuperDirtWeek.com.
Welcome back to Off Track TV. Shane Andrews, Dan Kapuscinski along with you. And Dan, it is time to take on the questions from our legions of fans.
Our favorite part of the night.
That's right. Are you ready?
I am.
All right. Go do that voodoo. Wants to know, why does Chris Heil run a light on his race car?
Oh, well, it's pretty simple. As you can see, every now and then, racetracks sometimes get dusty. Doesn't always happen, but that light on the roof of that machine is really good for not only Chris Heil's crew to be able to locate him on the racetrack, but also for competitors behind him in those instances where the track conditions are such that it's hard to see the car in front of you. It's a safety factor and helps keep Chris out of trouble in those instances.
And let's take it from another point of view, marketing. His sponsors can see his car at all times. They know that he's being watched, right?
That's for sure. It's unique. There's no doubt.
Fast Wheels wants to know, how do I register for the Octoberfest?
Well, we just talked about that a few seconds ago. You go to weedsportspeedway.com, check out the Cartway tab. You can get all the information as far as pricing, divisions, weight classes, etc. And then you'll register right here at the racetrack when we open up the pit gates on Saturday at around 10 in the morning.
I'm willing to bet Fast Wheels is probably not a heavy competitor. On the gas, Chili Man. Oh, boy, that's fall appropriate. Can I camp at the kickoff party October 9th?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, weedsportspeedway.com. It's your home for everything. There's a camping tab on there. You can go on, register your spaces right now, whether you want general camping, reserve camping. We obviously have all of our accessories and amenities here at Weedsport as well, so you can get all that information right on the website.
I like this segment. I haven't had to answer anything. You're doing a great job here. We've got one final question. This is from Tompkins 3, Justin Tompkins out there. He wants to know, what was your favorite moment when you were on the microphone for?
Well, you start, Shane.
I'll start?
You start.
Okay. I've got a couple of different ones. My first one would be probably Jack Johnson, who was my favorite race car driver growing up as a kid, and announcing his 400th career win when he won that at Utica Rome Speedway. That's a highlight. The night that Justin's dad, Gary, won the race here. Mr. T, woo! The call that will go down in infamy here at the Weedsport Speedway. But one that really jumps out to me and stands out is when I first started announcing, I had the opportunity to announce Lou Lazzaro's last feature win at
That's
Fonda
great.
Speedway. I
That's
was
awesome.
Jimmy King and I, so that was pretty special. So, Justin, you got a 3-pack from me.
Impressive.
How about you, Dan?
Mine actually came right here at Weedsport Speedway way back 2003. I was actually still a senior in high school. Shane was actually doing an Empire Super Dirt Series race that day live on television, so I got the call up to announce with Joe Murata and had the opportunity to go down and do Victory Lane for the Tim McCready, Bob McCready 1-2 finish.
Nice.
Here at Weedsport. That was, I think I was 18 years old, and talk about being starstruck, Shane.
Wow, talk about being old. Holy smokes. Thanks for reminding me.
Oops.
Oops. Hey, you know what never gets old? Off-Track TV.
Yeah.
Our next show is coming up on Thursday, October 3rd. We hope you'll join us. Keep an eye on the social media pages, the website, time to be determined, but we'll keep you up to speed on that and everything. Before we go tonight, want to shift gears and just take a little bit of a serious note here. You know, racing, whether you cover dirt racing, asphalt racing, drag racing, it doesn't matter. Racing is one big family. And earlier this week, our racing community lost one of the finest ever strapped behind the wheel of a race car, Mike Stefanik, out of Rhode Island. Mike unfortunately passed away way too soon, a 9-time NASCAR modified champion who is on the ballot for the Hall of Fame this year. And on behalf of all of us here at Weedsport Speedway and for the entire racing community, we pass our deepest sympathies and condolences along to the Stefanik family. Just an absolute shock when I heard the news, Dan.
Yeah, and sadly it comes, all too close to the passing of Teddy Christopher.
Yeah.
Two guys that were immense asphalt racing champions on the NASCAR Modified Tour, and Mike was a winner at Oswego Speedway in 1989. A fantastic driver, a fantastic man, and gone far too soon.
When I worked the TQ races down in Providence, Rhode Island, and Mike Stefanski was down there, and he raced and he won. That was a pretty cool moment for him to win in front of his home state fans, because let's face it, Rhode Island isn't known for its prowess in motorsports.
Right.
But,
well, Mike did it times 10.
Absolutely. And again, our condolences and sympathies to the Stefanik family. He will definitely be missed, but he will always be remembered. Race fans, that does it for us here tonight for Off Track TV. Dan, another great show. Look forward to doing it again in a couple of weeks.
Can't wait. Hopefully it's a little warmer.
I hope so, too. For everybody here with the Weedsport Speedway production crew, for Dan Kapuscinski, my name is The Voice, Shane Andrews, saying thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on Off Track TV.